Welcome to a new project. It's going to have a Black History Month theme to it. Let's have a look at the lesson objectives. What we're going to do is use a segment control, a UI segment control, to change the background image. So if I click on any of the buttons that you can see on the screen, it will change the background image on the iPad screen. We're also going to define some of our variables, our data, as constants this time. So the images will be defined in a separate file, and that makes our code more readable. Okay, first thing we're going to do is to create a new project. Always choose a single view application. Let's call it Black History Month, and let's put Black History Month here. We're going to target the iPad. We're going to leave all of these blank and click Next. Save it on the desktop. And there's our project done. Let's first set it up so it only works in landscape. We also need to go to the nib file and do that. So if we just go click on the nib file here somewhere and change to landscape, we're now looking in landscape view. That's excellent. And of course we need some controls. We need to add our image control, which sits nicely in the project, and we also need to add the segment control. Let's find that here. Where is it? There it is. And just drag it. Let's just stick it up in the top left hand corner, and let's make it a bit bigger. The next thing we need to do is define all our image files, and we're going to do that in a header file. So if we press Command N and we make sure we've chosen C++, the C and C++ list here, we want to choose a header file, click Next, and let's call it Black VIP, that'll do, and click Create. I'll just delete all of this stuff, we don't need it. I've already written some of this code somewhere. I'm just going to drag it in. I can save it down here for you and you can see. And we're just defining the images. So we're giving the Mandela image constant, we're setting it equal to mandela.jpg, etc. And we've also got some index values down here, because the first image on the segment control is Wangari Maathai. She's going to have an index of 0. Barack Obama is going to have an index of 2 because he's the third in the list, and Rosa Parks is going to have an index of 3 because she's in the last list. She's last in the list of 4. Okay, I've already defined the image control in this project. At the top, I'm going to call it VIP image. I also need to define a UI segment control, and I'm going to call it VIP selected. And I also need to do a property statement for it. Non-atomic, retain, IB outlet, UI segment control star VIP selected. Okay, now I'm getting some little warnings down here. This is because I haven't synthesized these two controls in the implementation file. So if I press Control Command and up arrow, I'll quickly switch to this file, and I can just type synthesize. I'm typing it in the wrong place. Synthesize VIP image and VIP selected. Okay, all that's left really is to do our method that is going to handle the code for us, to handle the, when we click on the segment control, it's going to change the image on the screen. What we're going to do is we'll just declare this method, IB action, let's call it VIP changed. That would be a good name for this method. Just press Command end arrow just to go to the end and put the braces in, and we're going to put the code in here. So what we want to do is to say if VIP selected, so that's our segment control, dot selected segment index. So if we click on the first one, the selected segment index is equal to 0. And if we click on the last one, the fourth one, you'll remember is Rosa Parks, the selected segment index is going to be 3. So let's do the first one for Wangari Maathai. She had an index of 0, but I'm not going to put 0 here because I've already declared those as constants. So if I type MAA, there's the constant that I declared in the black VIPH file. And what I want to do now is to change my image. So if I say VIP image dot image is equal to, and again I'm going to use the constants that I declared in the file, and the second one in this list here is the actual image. It's that simple. So what this is going to do is if I click on the first one, index is going to be equal to 0. I've declared that as a constant called Maathai in the other file, and I'm just going to change the VIP image to something like this, to Maathai image. Right, I'm going to cheat a bit here. Press Command C, and I'm just going to press else, put this one in, else, put the other one in, and else, and put the last one in. And of course the second one in the image was Mandela, so if I just go here and type Mandela, and here type Mandela image, whoops, Mandela image, and here's Obama, perfect, and Obama image, and the last one was Rosa Parks. Just type Parks here, and the Parks image. I just press Command B to check I've got no errors in my code. That's good. So this method here is going to handle, if you like, the clicking and the changing of which is the selected segment on the segment control, and all we're going to do is change the background image. What we haven't done so far is hook up our controls to our variables. So if I just bring up this window on the side here, and we go to here. Alright, let's just click on that. I just want to hook this up to the control there, and I want to hook up my image control to the VIP image. And I need to do one more thing actually with the segment control. When the value of the change, so when the segment control changes, its value changes, we want it to go and run the method that we've just created. So if we drag from their value changed over to the files owner box over here, and then select the method name VIP changed, they're both hooked up. There's just one more thing we need to do, and that's probably obvious to most of you already. Is if we look at the properties of this is our segment control. We've only got 2 segments. We can add more segments by just changing this. We need 4, and we need to change the names of the labels, if you like, inside the segment. So the first one is Mathai. The second one, so let's go and choose the second one, is going to be Mandela. We'll go to the third one. We're going to type in Obama. And let's go to the last one. And let's type in Parks. The project running, we've obviously got a little bug in there. I'll have to check what's happening after this, but you can see that if we click on the segments, the background image changes. So it's been fairly successful apart from this error here. So let's go and check that and see what's happening. Okay, the reason it's not working, I've defined my Mathai image as mathai.jpg, but down here when I imported it I forgot to change the name. So if I just click down here and change the name of this and run the project again, we'll find that it's going to work fine. Let's get it start up and let's click on here. There we go. So the Mathai image works fine now as well. You might have noticed when the project first started, it started up with a blank white page. Well, what we need to do in the view.did.load event is initialize our project so it starts up with the Wangari Maathai image. So all we need to do is to say the selected segment index is equal to Maathai, equal to 0, and the VIP image is equal to the Maathai image. And that means that when our project starts, it won't start up with a blank white screen, it will go to her by default.